And now, a word from
Infirmary Media.
God damn it.
It's time for Blumpkin and Friends, starring your host, the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin.
Hey kids, I'm the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin. And with me here today is my friend.
Rick James!
Yeah, you're supposed to say your name. Remember from last time? Who the fuck's running water?
I don't remember.
Already off to a great start. Listen to that water meter. Tick 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 tick.
Holy shit!
Anyways, so you came over to get your birthday present.
Oh, yes, of course.
And we'll start off the show by here you go.
All right.
I wrapped it in a Target bag. Tell the people at home what I got you. Good friend of mine.
Awesome. Scary Terry from Rick and Morty.
It's a Scary Terry Beanie Boy.
Oh, bitch.
Aw, bitch.
Oh, bitch. It was your birthday. So I got you this gift.
Oh, I can't sit up. He doesn't sit up. Oh, well, thank
All right,
you.
let's put the bag over there.
Ah, look at that.
Once upon a time ago, we had a conversation where I was trying to relate to some of your childhood pain. And I could but could not. I believe we were talking about a fat kid somewhere. And you said you know all about what it's like to grow up as a fat kid.
Yeah, of course, yeah, it sucks. It's funny, too, because they've been talking about that on the radio quite a bit this week, about the pains of growing up a fat kid.
Have they?
Yeah.
Go on.
Saucy.
Has he?
Talking about the embarrassment of a pool. No, it wasn't Saucy. It was, what's his name? The former golfer.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah, I don't remember his name, but he talked about how, like, when they had to go to the pool, they'd, and the pool is one of the worst or the beach, because, you're a fat kid with, like, I'm a boy, but I've got man tits, and, I go walk around in front of everybody, but that's part of the worst things. But yeah, you're the first one in the pool and the last one out of the pool, and you're up to your neck the whole time. Or
when you were a kid, did you ever feel the need to wear a T-shirt in the pool?
Oh yeah, you had to sometimes, but
Really?
It always felt weird.
How big were you? Like, how young were you when you hit, like, 50 pounds, 90 pounds, 100 pounds?
I have no idea, and I was not always the fattest kid of the group that I hung out with. Some of my old high school friends. We were...
There's a couple fatties.
we were large gentlemen.
One of them even had bypass surgery, did he not?
Yeah.
He had his stomach banded?
Now he's back to as big as he was before. But...
Jesus Christ, really?
Yeah.
Wasn't he pushing like 4 bills?
Yeah, he's back up there.
Oh, my God.
It doesn't... Well, you can't have that. You can't have that lap band put around there and then go back to freaking eating Big Macs every meal or whatever he eats.
So every time he goes to the bathroom, it's like, find your penis, find your penis, find your penis, $1, find your penis.
Yeah, so I wasn't even the fattest one, but we had. Did I ever tell you about the fatties? We had nicknames for each other. We had Fatty number 1 and Fatty number 2. I think we went all the way up to Fatty number 7.
Jesus.
I'm pretty sure I was Fatty number 4.
Did you guys actually give your guys sequential numbers for how fat you were?
No, it wasn't. It was about whoever established the fatty system. I can't remember if I was Fatty number 4 or Fatty number 2, because I remember I was one of the founding members of the fatty group.
Was there a female fatty group too?
Oh God! Wow, no, thank goodness, because that would be that have made for some pretty hilarious jokes at the middle school dance.
No shit. There's like the principal no, you guys got to stop. The basketball court's new. It can't take that kind of stress from you slam dancing. Stop doing that. I don't care if Genuine's Pony is playing. That's a song for fat people, grinding on each other. It just smells like meatball hoagies and unwashed feet everywhere.
God, that's just that's a picture right there. The fat kid, the fat boys, and the fat girls at the middle school dance.
Am I opening old wounds here?
No, because I didn't go to the middle school dance, and I don't know if there was a fat girl group, and if there was, they probably wouldn't have gone out in public.
If there was not then, there is now, and I can tell you from experience of years ago going to any ladies' night, there's always groups of fat girls. They all come together, and there's like 2 dudes there, and there's like 70 chicks, and what it is you get a bunch of fatties together. I call it a herd of pachyderms. It's just like elephants at a safari park. They all roll together. Then there's the one tiny one that's like the baby, but she's the one that's only like an extra large medium.
Yeah. She's just $160, so she's small compared to the rest of them.
Right. She's still got her figure and hope in the back of her heart.
Yeah, a little bit. And that's probably why she hangs out with that group. Because she feels this is a self-esteem boost. Because if she's hanging out with her hot friends, then she feels like a fat piece of shit.
Well, I was chubby myself as a kid. I always had like a Buddha belly. Because here's what my dad would always serve as a beverage. Milk or Kool-Aid. And what's the first ingredient in Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
Take a container, take a funnel, put in 2 big fucking scoops of sugar, put in the colored powder that's full of cancer-causing residues, and then add water, because it's got to be healthy. It's full of water.
Well, you needed it, though, because I remember the first time I made Kool-Aid, and I didn't know that you had to put sugar in it. That tasted like crap.
It was just green water?
It was just orange water. Like, this sucks. Well, how come when Mom makes it taste good? Oh, yeah, because you got to fucking fill it half up with sugar first.
No.
I would say probably one of the worst things about being a fat kid, though, was football. If you remember, I know you didn't play football, but...
I did one year in freshman in high school. I tried it.
But before high school football, though, when you played Pee Wee football, there was a weight limit, and if you were above the weight limit, you weren't allowed to carry the ball, and they put a big red stripe over the top of your helmet to indicate clear as day that this kid's fat, so you can see from far away. Look at that fat kid over there. There's a big red stripe over his white helmet. And
it's not even like a Spartan feather mohawk.
Yeah. And one of the worst ones was one of the years I missed it by like 3 pounds. And they're like, nope, Fatty's got a red stripe. And there were so many fat kids on the team. I didn't even get an offensive. I got like a freaking a running back number. But I still had to have the stupid red stripe on my helmet. It was like number 39, the fat kid. It's just...
Oh, bitch, did that hurt your feelings?
Yeah. Oh, it sucked. It was very embarrassing. But then again, I was hanging around all the fat kids, too, so we were, it was our circle. It was our thing.
Moral support, kind of like all the nerds hanging together in Stranger Things. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the other thing my dad would always have around is he was always making brownies or cake mixes in pans, like always Betty Crocker or Duncan Hines stuff.
Oh, so you got a whole pan full of brownies.
Dude, there was always fucking sugar around. I don't know how that man has any teeth left. And I know why I had so many cavities as a kid, because my diet was 60% sugar.
Yeah.
Oh, you want some cereal for dinner? Yeah, that sounds neat. Okay, have 3 bowls of Fruity Pebbles. Just keep pouring them back into the milk till it's gone. And by the end, you drink it. It's like basically mainlining a fucking sugar popsicle.
It's funny because how you were as a kid, if you were like that today... There's no way you'd be getting that sugar. They'd be doing the reverse thing. They'd be throwing drugs in you to try to calm you down or something.
Here's the thing with your son. He really likes chocolate, so I want to give him ADHD medication so that he can sit still and not eat like such a fat fuck. It's disgusting. And I called him fatty batty bitch tits. And he started crying. So I know that this medicine's going to work. We've already broken his ego. Now we got to get to taking away the sweets. He would always have that stuff, and I would crave sugar. Mm-hmm. And this is why I never did drugs, other than, Dare, obviously. Dare told me never do drugs.
Yeah, way to go.
I have an addictive-ass personality. Like, sugar is my crack. So he found me one time. I had taken a thing of frosting and eaten half of it, and then put the cap back on and put it in the cupboard. Well, he went to make a cake, and he opened it, and he's like, who ate half this goddamn frosting? It wasn't my sister, because she was retarded and in a wheelchair. It wasn't the dog, because he didn't have thumbs. And it wasn't my mom, believe it or not, because even though she's as big as a house, it was not Linda. It was me.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to probably figure out that one. You didn't need fucking Sherlock Holmes for that case.
What if I were to tell you that I think you're fat? I think you're a fat little boy. I think you're way too fat for your age. Does that make you feel any anger? Huh, fatty? Jelly belly? You got jelly in your belly, you little fat fuck? You get a little flash of anger when someone tells you got tits like a 40-year-old woman, fat boy? Huh? You like that, shitty titty jelly belly? Oh yeah, he's a big boy. Get that fatty some mud flaps for his ass. Big old jiggly fatty butt.
You're listening to Blumpkin and Friends.
I used to have special birthday breakfasts. And instead of cereal, I just take cookies and fill the cereal bowl and pour milk on it.
Ah.
That's a fatty birthday breakfast right there.
Cookies for breakfast. All right.
So aside from the pool and football, what about at like school lunch?
Oh, well, that one wasn't so... I mean, there was no shame. School lunch was that was like your favorite subject as a fat kid growing up. Like, all right, I'm acing lunch, as always. That was never a problem. I guess part of it was, too, is you always want... Like in elementary school, when you had the snack lady coming around with the cart.
Yeah.
You just come to our table right away because, there's lots of business over here. And then probably even better would be in middle school when they had... You could, for like $1 extra, you could get a second entree on your meal. So if it was lasagna day, for $1, you get a second piece of lasagna. And then my parents were always wondering why I was going through like 2 weeks of lunch money in 1 week. It's like, yeah, it was lasagna day. I had to get a second piece of lasagna. Or nacho day. Oh, that was the best. 2 big bowls of nachos.
When the snack cart lady came around, did you start hearing the Ferris Bueller music in your head?
Ooh, yeah. Okay, wow, wow.
Give me some of them ho-hos. Ooh.
You're just eating them and just basically coming in your pants with glee. Were your lunch ladies big, fat, ugly ladies?
Not that I remember. The one that I remember... Isn't that sad that I do remember the lady that pushed the cart around?
What do you mean? She was your favorite teacher in school and she wasn't even a teacher.
Yeah, I remember her. She was just like a skinnier, older lady, but she was... I don't remember a whole lot of fat lunch ladies, but... I'm sure they were there. They probably all look like Chris Farley in that Lunch Ladyland skit from SNL in the 90s.
Where he goes flying off after the Sloppy Joe song.
Yeah.
We had one, and her name, people called her Luberta, but I think her name was Roberta. And she honestly had a face like a fucking Minecraft character. She was a tall, fat German woman, and the rumor was her real name was Hildegard. And I didn't get why that was funny. Some other kid started calling her Hildegard, and then it stuck in other people. And she's like, don't call me that. But she had to be 6 feet tall and close to 250, if not bigger. And you always wondered when she had to help you open your milk, were you going to get that back? And were you going to lose a finger handing it to her in the first place?
That's a terrifying woman.
Oh my God. Why don't you pour some gravy on my tits and eat them like mashed potatoes?
So they had extra entree shit at your school, which is awesome. I never had that. Mm-hmm. But as far back as Bible school, I had a problem with sweets and self-control. One day at Bible school, we had M&M cookies. Oh, my. That's going to itch when it dries.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it actually picked up on the microphone.
I'm going to need a shower.
Oh. So I had a cookie, right? And I went up and got a second one. And it's because the teacher said I could. And then I went up to go get a third one. And they're like, you've already been up here before. I'm like, she said I could have another one. It became a fucking ordeal over this third cookie. So they just gave me half of it and gave another half to another kid just to get me to stop freaking out. I wasn't like crying, but I was very adamantly arguing my case that she had told me I could have another one and you were not going to tell me no. You do not get between me and my sweets. And I think I knew I had a problem with food when one day we had, because I went to Catholic school, our choir class had to sing for Mass that week. So we were told wear a white dress shirt and black pants. So I put on my black jeans, and I had recently started wearing boxers. Well, the boxers didn't go into my pants as well as my briefs did. So I bent over to pick something up. I split the ass crack of my pants. That actually happened to me once.
Oh, my.
And then I had to go to school wearing navy blue, and people are like, do you not know the difference between navy blue and black? And I'm like, shut up, I ripped my pants.
That's a special moment in a fat kid's life when he rips pants in half like that.
Did you ever have that?
Not so much as a kid. It's happened a lot in adult, but it happens more in the crotch than the
ass area.
It has happened in the ass.
But you want it to rip in the crotch, so you can be like, hey, hello.
Yeah. Little venting going on in there. But yeah, that still happens as an adult. I think that's more to do with buying cheap jeans as opposed to being overly fat. Although when you're even like me and nothing fits right, I'm in a weird shape.
Well, you're not that big now.
No, I'm not. But you know what sucks is when you're buying pants and your waist size the waist size number is bigger than the length size number.
It normally is. Unless you're really fucking tall. Like most of my pants are 34-30.
Wow, you are fat still.
Right.
That's like what I wear.
Is it?
Just about. I think if I could, the right size for me is 35.
Where the fuck do you get odd 35 size jeans? You go to the irregular outlet store?
You can find them. But no, but that's the other thing too, though, is I still have to deal with when I should probably be getting like 28-inch length jeans, but they don't make those because all my jeans, if you look at them, they're all ripped up on the heel and the back because I walk over them because I'm too tall.
I buy 30s because the 32s drag. And then when I sit down, people are like, when's the flood coming? I don't know.
That's a classic joke.
After your mom gets done brushing her teeth to get the taste of my fucking cum out, you bitch.
I don't think you can say that joke, though. It's pretty sensitive when there's a hurricane going on in Florida. We don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
Don't fucking live on the Gulf Coast if you don't want your goddamn trailer home to blow away in a storm.
I never understood that when you see that the damage down there. Like, why do you live there? But, whatever.
Tornado Alley? That sounds like a dare.
No one ever accused anybody from Florida of being smart.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. That includes Fred Durst and anybody that's ever played for the Miami Hurricanes, except for The Rock, who seems to be exceptionally bright and a good marketer.
Yeah, well, there's a few.
So you had the constant overweight issue as a kid. Did you ever thin out at any point? Like have a growth spurt in puberty? Because that was the time you should have seized the day. Gone jogging a lot and lifted more weights.
Nope, I was husky from the get-go, and I had to look at my family and why is no one else fat? Why am I the only one that's fat? What the hell happened here?
Am I adopted?
Yeah.
Must have been all that Canadian cuisine they fed you as a kid.
But of course, now my family's all caught up to me now. They're all pretty much...
And he who laughs last laughs best.
Yeah.
I had a little bit of a gut always, and obviously it was terrible wearing tighty whities as a kid because if you were running in gym class and you got sweaty, they started to bunch up, and you tried to pull them out of your crack, but you tried to pull the leg from the outside so it looked like you were picking your butt, and then people would call you out on it. You ever have that?
Yeah, I never. The tighty whities was always. I don't remember when I switched, but I had to been pretty young because that was always annoying. You had chafing. Chafing was always a nightmare, and then getting your butt cracked filled up with your underwear. That's no fun.
That's how you stay warm in the winter. The comfortable hug of Fruit of the Loom inside my crack, like an old man who's lured me into his basement. It's the grapes. It's the costume guy who's the grapes from the commercial. And now, Jeremy Irons raps.
I'm talking cook, clean, kids, man and swallow the dick. You never see a big hoe, begging for shit. And if you fuck her good, she might buy you a whip. And if you say you love her, she might pay the rent.
That was Jeremy Irons raps. Hi, it's the Body, and you're listening to Blumpkin and Friends. And now, story time. I had an epiphany when I was about 16, 17. I was working at Target. And I apparently did not account for all the fast food I ate. And when I'd go on break to Food Avenue, I'd get French fries with nacho cheese on them. So I'm eating 1,000 calories right there in a snack.
That was a great lunch when you just got fries and nacho cheese.
And my friend Matt walks into the stock room, and he's like, "Hey, fatty." I'm like, "The fuck?" I look down on my gut. I'm like, "When the fuck did that happen?" I didn't realize how big I'd gotten. I knew I needed to buy bigger pants, but then it was high school. I figured I was growing to man size. No, I was just growing to fat size.
Yeah.
I had gotten fat. The biggest I was in high school was 190 pounds.
Ah, that's crazy.
And then he said that, and I went home that night, and I looked at my school ID, and for some reason, if you add an extra 30 pounds to me, I look almost Native American. I don't know why. So I said, I got to do something about this. And then I started, I gave up all fast food, and I only drank water. So I gave up sugar and fat, fucking cold turkey. It was the right amount of testosterone flowing through. Mm-hmm. And then I started doing Taebo 4 or 5 days a week before bed. So massive afterburn. I had that shit figured out with even figuring it out. And I dropped 35 pounds.
It was pretty easy back then. I mean,
Not now, it's not. Fuck.
no, now we're all fucked. But
To lose that weight and then to show up somewhere, I was in the Police Explorers
why were you so
Club.
shallow that one person could make a comment and then you like, I need to change? You know how many comments I heard in my life? It never got me to fucking get off the couch.
But
Fuck
I didn't.
that.
I didn't think I was that big.
Oh,
It was the realization that, oh my God, I let myself go. Who's gonna want to fuck me? This is the age when I want to start fucking. But no one's gonna give me that vagina if I'm a big fatty magoo.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I fucking did it. I dropped the weight, and then I went back to Police Explorers the next season it started, and they're like, oh my God, you're so skinny. And I was like, thanks, but fuck you.
Yeah.
You get those compliments like, oh my God, do I look good now? Did I look like shit before? Eat a dick. As an adult, though, now, it's a bitch to lose weight.
Oh, yeah, screw that.
After the Beast and I split up, I ate my feelings. They weren't like sad feelings. There was like disappointment for the kids, but it was mostly anger and I fucking hate you. So I'd go to Cub Foods after I got off of work at 7 in the morning and eat like 2 or 3 donuts and then go to bed. Take a nice sugar coma.
I remember when you did a whole pumpkin pie.
I don't even fucking get me started. It's pumpkin pie season now and I'm still off the sweets.
Yeah. So tempting. You just go to Cub and you got them right there, a bunch of them for like $1.99.
Well, when they're on clearance the day after Thanksgiving, yes. But right now they're like $9 because they upped their pie prices.
Screw that.
They pretty much priced me out of being a fatty, which is good.
Well, that's very good.
But now my job involves a lot of sitting instead of getting up and walking around talking to the jail dummies so much.
Yeah, well, you're married, so it's all over anyways.
Right. I'm just going to give up now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, Gabagool, get up off the couch and get your culo in shape. I'm Fabrizio, and this is my brother Astudio. In case you were wondering, he doesn't talk. When he was 5 years old, he had an accident with a wiffle ball bat that left him with a slight discomfort, but a profound fear of flapping his gums. We are the proprietors of the Caglione Brothers Hard Body Boot Camp, and we want to help you get into the best shape that a handful of unmarked bills in a non-sequential order can achieve. We own the premier fitness facility in St. Louis Park. We are located at the corners of West 29th Street and Jersey Avenue South. It's actually just a park, and we mainly hang out there to meet strange, flexing with our shirts off and stuff glistening in the midday sun, but we will totally dedicate the third Saturday of every month to helping anyone, and I mean anyone, who's willing to pay us to teach them basic calisthenics in an effort to help them get the body they've always dreamed of. Call us today at 612-438-4273. That's 612-GET-HARD.
Hello, my children. Once again, it is I, Madame Esperanza, here to offer up to you my newest confection, salt and vinegar douche cookie crisps. Feed your spirit animal a handful of my Mediterranean sea-salted feminine crust. Feel the white vinegar garnish, cleanse your flavor palette the same way I used to rinse out my birth canal after I transcend the confines of my monthly cycle. All of your chakras will glow like the embers of a mystic traveler's campfire. Available now at all neighborhood bodegas. Madame Esperanza's Coochie Crisps. Taste my gypsy goodness.
You're listening to Blumpkin and Friends.
We've reached the point in the show when it's time to play a game. Rick James, are you ready to play the RPS challenge?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played before.
No?
No.
Well, you don't have to get your hands involved. There's no exercise.
Okay.
It's best of 5, unless we go to overtime. I got to say it all NBA Jam like. And then we go up to 8 and then see what happens. Usually gets resolved in 8.
I'm not that good, so I probably won't get that far.
I'm going to grab a piece of paper from somewhere. Come on, paper. Good enough. And I'm going to make this chart. Right here. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to make an R for Rick James. And I'm going to make a B for Blumpkin. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Blumpkin and Friends proudly brings to you the Rock, Paper, Scissors Intercontinental Championship Challenge Championship of the World! I have just typed my hands into my phone here.
All right.
So you will go, obviously, because I'm not going to tell you my hands and then you go, because that's retarded. And that's what the Juice did one time. and gave away her first hand to Neil.
You dumbass.
Other Neil to you. Anyways, the following contest is scheduled for one fall of 5 hands of rock, paper, or scissors. In this corner, the interim RPS Championship Challenge champion, the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin. The challenger in this non-title affair, Rick James, the RJ Beast.
I suppose that's fair. I shouldn't get a title match. I have to earn it.
What do you think you are, Brock Lesnar, just walking in and taking the strap?
Pretty much.
Hand number 1.
So, what is it?
You just say what you pick.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors. Pick one.
Scissors.
You picked the scissors. I picked a paper. 1 point for you. If you beat me, just without even trying, I'm going to be upset. Hand number 2.
Scissors.
You picked a scissors. I picked a scissors. No point. Hand number 3.
Scissors.
You picked a scissors. I picked a rock. That's a point for me. We are tied with 2 hands to go. Are you getting the tingles? Are you getting nervous?
Yeah,
your hands are like in your pockets while sitting down almost.
They're
borderline Al Bundy.
Well, I'm trying to get comfortable here.
Hand number 4.
Scissors.
You picked the scissors. I picked paper. That's a point for you. So now I need to get this next one.
Okay.
Just to take it to a tie. Just to go into overtime. Hand number 5.
I'm just going to keep rolling scissors.
You picked the scissors. I picked a paper.
The scissors strategy worked.
You win.
That's, oh my God, you pick scissors every time.
Worked pretty good, too, didn't it?
On the show, we have a term for that when you pick the same hand for everyone. It's lazy. It's called pulling a Neil. He does that shit. One time he's like, I was just going to go paper, 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 paper. Yeah, and then he laughs about it like it's fucking funny. He said, you son of a bitch! Coming to my show and beat me, will you? After I gave you a scary Terry birthday present. You got a lot of nerve, sir. I don't like the cut of your jib. With your slick hair. Who do you think you are, Barry Melrose?
Yeah, you just switched it from basketball to hockey, although they didn't hear the basketball one earlier.
This is true.
Well,
this is true. He walks in here with Pat Riley hair slicked back, looking Canadian.
It would be, what the hell was this? Ben McAdoo would be do you remember Ben McAdoo?
No. Tell me about Ben McAdoo.
Ben McAdoo was the coach of the Giants last year, and he was horrible. And
he got fucking fired.
He always had his hair slicked back. He kind of looks like me. It was like me with a mustache.
Oh. I don't want to see you with a mustache.
Yeah.
I feel like you would resemble somebody's weird uncle. And they wouldn't let you near playgrounds anymore. Although you said yourself that every time you try to take a nice picture of yourself, you're afraid that it's going to end up looking like it needs a caption like local pervert caught masturbating at school library.
Mine always do. I just got a new driver's license, and my driver's license picture looks like, I've committed some sort of horrible crime.
Are you wearing a shirt that says no means yes, or what?
Well, I could be.
Because it does. No means yes. And yes means harder.
Mm-hmm.
As what I was taught as a kid. But these days, no, don't say that.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, we'll try to clean that one up.
They'll start referring to you as therapist. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to put the space in there.
Yeah.
The rapist.
Yeah.
Interact with the show on Twitter at Blumpkin Show. That is at Blumpkin Show. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/Blumpkin and friends. We are on iTunes and on Podbean at blumpkinshow.podbean.com. For original songs that are very filthy and you can't play for your children, go to soundcloud.com/BlumpkinMusic. I'm the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
Good night.